two college guys asking for startup tips. Why not? All right. Hello. Me and my college best friend recently graduated from UC Davis. Good school. With design degrees. We came up with an idea that we believe can go far and bring good to the community if we can bring it to life, but are completely new to entrepreneurship and startups. So I was wondering if anyone who has certain experiences can help us with a few foundational and open-ended questions to guide us to think. Anything would be appreciated. Number one, what are the first steps we need to take to transform an idea to a business? 2, who should we talk to? Where should we go to proceed with the idea? 3, anything we can do right now to become more ready to actually launch the product when the time is right? And 4, I've been listening to podcasts about different entrepreneurs and their stories while reading experiences from Reddit. What else can I do? Both of us believe that creating startups and growing them to solve problems people face are our true passion. Please provide any help. Well, first off, you should be listening to this podcast.
Well, yeah.
That's number one, right? Go back, listen to all the episodes of this podcast, and 95% of your questions are probably going to be answered. But we'll answer them here anyway. What the heck?
So I saw a great video clip this morning. And
Was it our podcast?
It wasn't our podcast. It was actually a different podcast. They release video and audio clips, right?
Okay.
But the guy was saying, and it's a well-known guy that got interviewed,
Yep.
right? And the funny thing is most people didn't even know who he was in the video, right? Because it was just like a short clip.
Yeah.
And he goes, do you know why SpaceX is succeeding right now and Boeing is not?
Okay.
SpaceX is launching stuff and learning from the mistakes. Boeing is trying to build something for 5 years and hope it's perfect.
True. How true is that?
Right?
Yeah.
And when he said it, I was like, damn.
You're talking about that airplane, the one they're trying to make for the government, and they can't get it to work.
They can't get it to work,
spent
right?
like $1 trillion on it already.
Right. But and I was like, he's right? Like that's how you take the step to transform a idea to a business. Is you have to go experiment. Go see if you can sell it. Go see if someone's interested. Go make the prototype and watch it go up in flames. Like you just have to take the steps. There's no right or wrong steps. Well, I shouldn't say that. The right steps are always moving. The wrong step is sitting in analysis paralysis. That's the wrong step.
Right.
You should be doing things. Yes, you're listening to podcasts and all this stuff, but that's advancing your understanding. That's not advancing your idea. You have to go do something about it. Like if it's a product, you have to be you should already be working on the prototype, right? You should already be seeing whether or not people are interested in it. You could put it on pre-order. You can put it on Kickstarter. You can, there's so many things you can do to evaluate whether or not it's a good idea for a product before you ever turn it into like a real business.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And for people, especially people right out of college that don't have a lot of experience in entrepreneurship, I know it's going to sound dorky and quirky, but go build a business plan. And the reason I say that is because you'll be, when doing it, you'll be required to do a lot of research into a lot of different areas, whether it's sales and marketing, prototype development, networking, whatever, what have you, raising capital. You'll be forced, if you do it the right way, you'll be forced to actually learn these things. And as you're learning them, that's going to really help you along the way as well.
So the Small Business Administration, I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have on their website here's how to build your business plan.
Yeah.
And it was literally a document you could download. And I was like, oh, it's the government. It's got to be crap, right?
That was good. I've seen it. It's good.
So I've seen it too.
Yeah.
In fact, I've sent it to multiple people because I used to have a copy of it. And I would be like, hey, if you're starting with something, start here.
Yeah.
Only did I recently find out that draft that they give you, that document, was actually written by retired multi-billion-dollar CEOs.
Oh, is that right?
It was written by people that had started up businesses and built it to like these weren't like some.
So not some Lily Clark in an
like
office somewhere who's never started a business in her life.
No, the entire draft that they put out apparently was written by like.
That's awesome.
part of their SCORE program.
I like that.
Right.
I like
And
that
if
a
you
lot.
look at what SCORE is a bunch of people that are either in business or retired from business
Yep.
that are helping new people get into business. And when I found that out and I read through it again, I was like, now it makes sense why they're asking some of these questions, because like I know when I went to school and did my business classes and stuff, some of these questions were never asked.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff in there was never taught in school. But it's because they were real life questions that you don't know until you actually start trying to do it for the first time.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know to ask.
Correct.
You wouldn't know to answer things. And that's why I like the idea of the business plan, because the business plan is going to give you, if you've never done it before, it's going to give you a very good foundation of all the things you need to take into consideration when starting and running your business. It's not going to give you the answers, but it's going to give you at least an understanding of what questions you need to solve, what problems you need to solve, and what questions need to be asked.
And it also forces you to put a timeline in place.
Yeah, it does.
Right? So someone once said the difference between a goal and a dream is a timeline.
Yeah.
Right?
True. I've heard that. Where did I hear that at?
I don't know.
I know I heard that. I think it was like a movie or something.
So yes, you can have dreams of starting a business, but if you don't put a goal in place with a timeline for when you want to start and what you want to do, then it's just a dream, right?
So that answers number one, right? What are the first steps? So number two is, who should we talk to? Well, you mentioned it, right? Something like a SCORE, right? For people that don't know what SCORE is, you want to explain that, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay, so SCORE is an organization. I'll look up the name real quick. But SCORE is an organization that it's a resource for people. Okay, I'm just trying to see what the name actually stands for. I can never remember what it stands for.
So it's actually it's part of the Small Business Administration's. Basically, what they do is they take people that are willing to give back, that have either been in business or in business, have expertise in certain business fields, and they have these meetings. There's SCORE chapters all over the country.
Here it is.
There's
Service Corps of Retired Executives.
Yep.
I knew that at one point. I can't remember what it was.
But not everybody is a retired executive.
No.
So like I used to teach for SCORE. I used to teach startups and entrepreneurs how to do the basics of their branding and marketing. Right. So they actually got to talk to someone that not only had done it, but also worked in that industry currently. Right. So like I wasn't giving them information that was 20 years old because that's when I retired. I was giving them like current information. So SCORE is a completely undervalued resource that people don't use. And I think like 99% of their stuff is free.
Huh.
Right? Like
I think so. I think
you don't have to pay anything to go to their events, or
I can't think of anything you have to pay for them.
I can't either. Now that I'm thinking about it. But like SCORE is a great one to go to. I recommend going to go on like meetup.com.
Yep.
There are a bunch of people that are in that same, like, we're thinking about it, where to turn. And there's a bunch of people that show up. I used to be part of one. It was a meetup over in like somewhere in Jersey, right? And basically what they would do is they would invite 4 or 5 of us that were already in business. And then every other guest there was someone that was in the starting phases or thinking about it. And they would literally slap us up on a panel and we would answer questions from people, right? Like, and we got basic questions like, hey, how do I set up an LLC?
Right.
Like it was literally like anything from base level to, people that were in the process of starting it and going, okay, how do I position my business? Like, how do I price my service? Right. And different people on the panel were able to help at least answer some of the questions.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? You have like a panel of people together. You're helping people that are just trying to get out and start make their name in the world.
I have never met a business owner that has not been willing to give time to someone that's trying to start a business.
Agreed. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
Ever. Right.
And people are like, oh, and I've recommended this in the past, and of course, the people never want to follow up. Someone who's in a similar business, give them a call.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you guys do to start up? They'll be happy to talk to you 99% of the time. They
Probably,
really would. They
yes.
love it. Hey, come on over for lunch. I'll show you around the warehouse.
Yes.
They would love to do that in most cases. Not always, but in most cases.
Yeah. I remember there was a client of mine was opening a bakery in like a town.
Yeah.
Like a small town, right? And she was struggling with like, I don't know, how I should position it and all that stuff. And I'm like, do you know other people in the town that own like restaurants or other businesses that have been around for a while? And she's like, I don't know them, but I know what businesses have been here for, 20 years plus.
Right.
I'm like, have you gone and talked to them? She's like, how do I do that? I'm like,
call them.
You don't even have
or
to
just
call
show
them.
up.
Walk into their business and go, hey, can I talk to the owner? I'm thinking about opening up a bakery down the street and I'd love to, get some help. Once again, I don't know any business owner that would kick them out. They may not give them 10 hours of their time.
Yeah,
but
the walk-in might be tough only because it might be really busy right then.
Yeah,
so
but
I like the schedule.
You have to have situational awareness,
Of course.
right? Like if you go into a clothing store and there's absolutely nobody there.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they don't care.
And be respectful of their time. If a customer walks in, remember you're there for a favor. The customer's there to spend money.
Yep.
But yeah, I can't tell you, when I opened up one of my businesses, which was actually a website, right? I knew another guy. I didn't know him. I just knew his name. That was running a website that kind of would run parallel to what mine did.
Yeah.
So I remember I called him up and I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about setting up a website that provides this information and does this for the community. And he goes, great. Do you need connections to advertisers? I was like, what? I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
Yes, please.
I'll take it. He's like, but for right now, I just wanted to like have a conversation to see like what some of your challenges were when you started and like how you got to the point you did. And he's like, come on over. And ended up spending almost the entire day with me.
Yeah.
Right. And that allowed me to learn from his mistakes, like he flat out told me like, this is where I went wrong. This is what
I've done that with people. I've sat with people and gave them great advice. Went to lunch or spent a couple hours with them. Great advice on how to do X, Y, or Z. I like doing that. I enjoy it.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I had a guy run it. I was at a networking event. This is probably 6 months ago. And this guy comes up to me and he goes, hey, Gummy, I wanted to say thank you. And I'm like, okay. He's like, you don't remember me, do you? And I'm like, honestly, I don't. He's like, I applied for a job and came in for an interview 2 years ago. And I'm like, oh, like, I'm sorry. I don't remember. Like I interviewed 20 years. And he's like, you told me I would not get the job. He's like, but the stuff you told me lit a fire under my butt. I went out and I started doing this. I went and got a job with Chick-fil-A. And from Chick-fil-A, I was able to start building my experience, which then built my reputation. And he's like, now I have an agency that does $300,000 a year.
There you go.
All because of he came in for a job interview and something in that conversation. And I was thinking about it like after he left, I was like, oh, that was that guy that I said you'd be better off being an entrepreneur than an employee.
Look at you, the humanitarian.
I wouldn't call it human, because most of the time I tell people the other thing.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure.
But it was just funny, like even without knowing, I was having a conversation with someone that then went out on their own and grew their own business. Like
that's so cool. Yeah, I love that. I think that's great.
So,
all right, third question. Anything we can do right now to become more ready to actually launch the product? You said it earlier. Start building your prototype. Start building your prototype. Start looking into the market, seeing what people are doing. Start thinking about, how your customers are going to use the product, whatever it is.
Set up pre-orders. Start trying to separate people from their money.
I love when you say that.
No, but
it sounds so like mischievous. Separate people from their money.
Correct.
A fool and his dollar will never.
But that's what it boils down to. Because and the reason I say it that way, and I always say it that way, is because I have people that come to me with like nonprofit ideas, and I always tell them the same thing. Everyone will tell you it's a great idea. You'll know it's a great idea when you can separate the dollars from the person, because then they're not just telling you it's a great idea. They're showing you that they believe in the idea and would be willing to help fund it.
Yeah.
If you can't get donations from friends and family for your idea, chances are you're going to have a really hard time getting strangers to give you money for your idea.
Completely agreed. Yeah.
Right. Like
I know it's a tough one because people will, they don't recognize that not everybody's going to see your product the way you see it. Mm-hmm. So if you give them a reason to say, oh, that's something I would buy and let me give you some money, then you have a viable idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great product. Perfect. Would you be willing to pre-order one for 50% off?
Right. Yes. Right. Exactly. So, All right, two college guys, so kitchen librarian. That's I hope that gives you some of your answers. But go watch the rest of our podcast. You'll enjoy.
Well, what he has here is a great start.
No,
right?
It is very good start.
It's always indicating when someone's asking certain questions, you go, you're going to figure it out, right? As long as you don't overanalyze and you keep moving forward, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. If you like what you saw in the clips, don't forget to subscribe as well. Let us know what you think by leaving some information in the comments.